Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. Today we are going to review, for those who like fully automated systems, one of the most important tools on Ninjatrader, the strategy analyzer. For today's example we are going to use the super trend in trend change mode. Each time we have a trend change, the system enters the market. We get the target or we reverse the position. If the target is big enough, this system keeps always in the market reversing the position. If we want to trade this setup in a fully automated approach, then we need to optimize the parameters. And the parameters for this setup are the multiplier, the smooth, and the length. The length is not used because on a range chart the length is constant. So we only need to set the multiplier and the smooth. But we also need to optimize the stop and target, because on this setup they are fixed. We are assuming that we don't want to participate in the decision of locating the targets and the stops, so those must be optimized because they are all the same. In the strategy analyzer we have three functions: backtest, optimize, and while forward. In optimize, we choose which are the variables that we want to optimize. For example, multiplier, we are testing from 2 to 5 in steps of 0.1. The smooth, we are testing from 2 to 16 in step of 1. The stop, I don't want a stop lower than 12, because on a range 9 that will be we need a stop bigger than the size of the bar, and I also don't want a too big stop, even if the performance is better, but I don't want a stop bigger than 20. For the target I do almost the same. Don't use we need to set a target bigger than the size of the bar to avoid errors. And I set 30 for the maximum target. And these are the only settings that we are going to optimize. One of the most common errors when we optimize a setup is trying to use a time interval too big. On the optimize, we set the start and stop dates, and we get the result, the best of all the parameters that we have optimized. When we try to use that into the future, we need to check that there are no deviations, because we are optimizing parameters with past data and put this to work into the future. On the settings tab we can find which are the optimized values for the variables. We are optimizing to get the maximum profit factor. There are several variables that we can optimize on. These are the values that we are going to use into the future. We test this on the following week, and if this doesn't work well on the following week, we need to optimize again on the next week. For that process, we have the walk forward, which does this process by us. On this example, we are optimizing 14 days, 2 weeks, and the results are used on the following next 7 days. So we optimize 2 weeks and use those settings on the following week. When we optimize, we always get good results, because this is what the optimizer does. It looks for the best results for that data point. On the optimizer tab, we can see all the results of each optimized interval. On the summary tab, we can see the interval used on each optimization. All intervals are 2 weeks long, as we have set, and the settings found on each of those optimizations are used on the next week, and this is the result that we have on the walk forward tab. This is the reason because not always the results are positive, because sometimes there is no correlation between past data and future results. Usually, when a strategy is fast, the faster the strategy, the more day trading setup is, the less number of trades we need to choose. The problem is that we need to optimize settings more frequently. On this walk forward, we can see that from October 4 to October 10, we are using the settings calculated from September 20 to October 3. So this is 2 weeks. And the walk forward uses this to calculate 1 entire week. So these are not optimizer results, because it is using the calculated parameters from the last 2 weeks. This is the best way that we can see if it is logic to use the last results, the previous results, to trade the next week. When we see that there is certain correlation, then we are sure that we can use that into the future. When we see that so many weeks the process works, then we have certain, we are sure that we can use this process into the future. On each walk forward we have 1 week, and on the reports we can see the results day by day. That means that even if a weekly result is bad, we can also limit our daily results and weekly results. On the column of maximum drawdown, we see which is the maximum drawdown each week. So we must decide if that drawdown is related to our trade account size. Usually when I have 2 losing days in row, I stop trading the strategy for the remainder of the week. I also put limits for the day, on the money management. So these are two extra additional limits that we can set. On this example, we can see that we have two losers in row, so we can stop trading at almost 250 instead of losing 320. Not too much difference, but we can avoid keep trading the remainder of the week. The idea of using the wall forward is to check that there is correlation between past results and future results. We are using the results of the last 2 weeks to decide what to trade on the following week. We must be sure not to make errors with the intervals. You can try different configurations, like testing, optimizing more than 2 weeks. Usually, the results I am using, the best results I got are using 2 weeks versus 1 week. 2 weeks into the past versus 1 week into the future. This is for day trading. On this was a week that was a bad week, and we can see that the maximum drawdown on that week was bigger than the average. So if we set that the average maximum drawdown into our daily trading, we can limit loss also. Entonces podemos limitar en la semana dejando de operar o en el día dejando también de operar cuando resulta. This is to create reports to be sure that we have certain probability of success. But then when we want to use this into the future, we need to go to the optimizer and optimize the last 2 weeks. Today is December 19. Then we optimize the complete 2 weeks before, from December 6 to December 19. We optimize, and the settings these are the 2 weeks that we have optimized. And these settings are the settings that we need to configure on the strategy for the following week. Y esto lo ponemos a funcionar ahora en la estrategia para que funcione en la siguiente semana. Y a fin de la siguiente semana volvemos a repetir. Okay, I hope this has been useful for you. If you have any question, please post it below this video, and also please click on like. Thank you everyone. See you, bye bye. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.